Welcome back to the BESTIEINLAWS podcast. Yay! I love that that's part of the intro. Yeah. Like, I love it. That's so funny. How are you today, Mara? I'm doing great. No episode last week because I was having a hard lady and I wanted to cry blood. But instead, well, last week was just a rough week in general. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, we need a little break. Yeah, but we made it. We're here. And I feel like that can cover my whole face. It's so annoying. I'm like, do I need this? Probably not. I don't know. I feel like it's gonna help the audio. Yeah. But I don't know. Yeah. We'll see. Hey, James. Give me your arm. Pinch, poke, give me a Coke. Okay. You like regular Coke? I'm more of like a Diet Coke girl. Coke Zero. It tastes like it's trying to be Coke, but it can never. I like the real sugar. Like the real stuff. Cherry Coke's my favorite. Cherry Coke is really good. I will eat that. Like regular, not diet. Yeah, I'll eat it. But my favorite, like, I don't like Coke simply for the fact of it feels artificial. Yeah. Like I can taste the fakeness. I mean, I know Diet Coke's fake too. I was about to say, but I got it valid. I'll drink Mexican Coke. Have you ever had Mexican Coke? Yes, I opened the bottle of my car. Oh, yes, you remember? Yeah. That Mexican Coke I can get behind. It is so good. Yes. Love it. Oh my god. But regular Coke, like, I can feel like it will dissolve meat. You know? Have you seen people do like experiments? Yeah. Like the meat toast? No, meat. Like you can put like ground beef and Coke and dissolve it. What? Yeah. I feel like your pop filter just keeps slowly falling. I moved it because it was like in my face and I couldn't see the camera, so I know it's you know. Either way, guys, she looks stunning today. I know our audio listeners can't see her, but guys, she's beautiful. Absolutely stunning.
She is hot.
I love you. And even my husband says you're hot. Well, anyway, minus having issues the last couple of weeks, honestly. Yeah, I have. I really just been like working and putting up YouTube videos, and doing some random TikToks. Because why not? You just gotta. I'm trying to be like consistent. Okay. And so far, yeah. Rough start. We're trying. I watched your introductory YouTube, but I did not get a chance to watch your record collection. And then I have like my base makeup routine. Oh, I watched that one. Yeah. I have not watched the records. Yeah. But trust me, when she leaves, I'm watching it. For sure. And I didn't get to do like my whole collection because I don't know how, but I lost the footage. But I filmed it around the same time we filmed the last episode talking about like Hank Williams and ghosts and stuff. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but kind of weird that in the same kind of span of time it was like in you know what I mean? Hank Williams is back in us. Yeah, like I don't know why he wants my like footage to be gone. Whatever. He's got something against it, I guess. But other than like some technical difficulties, I'm doing good. How are you? You had a good week? I have. It's been 2 weeks ago. It was pretty rough. I did lose my grandmother two Wednesdays ago. So it has been pretty rough. But you know. We're getting through it. This is the sixth grandparent I've lost in the last 3 years. So it definitely doesn't get easier for you all out there wondering if it gets easier the more grandparents you lose. It doesn't. But we're getting through it. I think I'm handling this a lot better especially since it is the sixth time. But I'm handling this loss a lot better because she was a very
very
Christianly
Christianly
woman.
woman.
Her
Her
husband, my grandfather was a preacher man.
Like
She
she
loved the
loved the
Lord as much
Lord
as she
as much
loved
as
her
she loved her
husband and her
husband and her
kids.
kids.
And
And
I know
I
for
know
sure
for
that she's
sure
up
that
there
she's
with
up there with
him
him and
and dancing around
dancing
singing
around
all that
singing
good
all that
stuff.
good stuff.
Um, but I do miss her.
And
And who doesn't miss her
doesn't miss her
grandparents,
grandparents,
honestly?
honestly?
But I will miss
I
her.
will miss her,
I'm
but
just
I'm
I'm glad
glad
she's
she's
better
better
off
off
where
where
she
she
is
is
now
now
than
than
she
she
ever
ever
was
was
here.
here.
Yes. And that's what
And
I think
that's
about
what I
all my
think about all my
grandparents
grandparents
is
is like
I can
I can
guarantee you
guarantee
for
you
sure
for
that they
sure
were
that
all
they're
up in
all
heaven
up in
just having
heaven
a
just
grand
having a
old
grand
time.
old time.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And
That's
that's
what
what gives me
gives
peace
me
at the end
peace
of
at
the
the end
day
of the day
is
is that
knowing
knowing
they're
they're
in a
in a
better
better
place.
place.
See, that's something that helps me like truly because like when I lost my papa, I thought the world was over. And then I realized that he's probably just up there like talking people's ear off. Especially like I don't know. I feel like him and Jordan Jones are like friends, and that just brings me so much peace because anytime I listen to Jordan Jones, it reminds me of my papa. Or Buck Owens. Made in Japan was his favorite song. Yeah. And I don't know. Like that stuff like that just keeps you like, it'll be okay. Also him coming back is like butterflies. And somebody at work tried to like argue with me and say that like that we don't visit down here or something like that. I don't believe that. I'm like, how do you know? Like, yes,
Yes,
Christians don't believe
Christians
in
don't believe in
reincarnation,
reincarnation, but
literally
literally
physically
physically
speaking,
speaking,
like
like
scientifically,
scientifically,
energy
energy cannot just
cannot be created or destroyed. Exactly. So the
So
energy
the
we have
energy
as a
we have as
human
a
has to
human
go
has to go
somewhere.
somewhere.
Yeah, that's why I believe
That's
in
why I believe in
ghosts.
ghosts.
Yeah, well, I feel like as a spiritual person, I feel like it's just like we believe in the devil. We're scared. That's why we want to stay close to Jesus because we don't want that. So 100%, there's things out there that I felt and seen things, and whether or not it was a figment of my imagination, I truly believe that stuff like that happens for a reason. Like you can't tell me, like you know what I mean? And like just for example, when my papa passed away, that his energy left his body. Okay. But what's weird is like I don't know if I've ever told you this story or not, if I'll tell it on the podcast again. It's one of those things like we've had, I think this is 12. 12, yeah. Episode 12. So again, already listen to what I said when I ain't. But anyway, we went to a wedding, and it was my cousin's wedding, I think. Sorry, girl. But I know we're family, and But anyway, so we had went to her wedding. She had invited us, and we were all in the church, okay? And the groom's mother comes up to us, and she's like, "Hey, let that guy in that's in your car." And she described like the guy or whatever, and it was my like Pablo to a T. And she didn't know that Pablo had passed away. I like realized, and my man was like, my husband's passed away. Like there's no man with us. Because it was me and my cousin Embry and Michaela, my sister, and Mama, of course. And that woman was scared to death. It was broad daylight. Pablo's there. Oh my gosh. So you can't tell me. I mean, she was she was like, huh? Yeah. And then also, there's a clock. You like pull the some kind of like string thing. I don't know what it is. Sorry, I don't have like a big knowledge of clocks. But anyway, the time was stuck on the time that they pronounced him dead. And I think it's still like that. My uncle had noticed it. That is crazy. Right? And because you have to like pull it to like reset it or something. You don't know that? Yeah. And I remember like that was like my mom's morning routine. Like she would always like go and like reset the clock. But I don't think it's ever been touched since because of that. Really?
Really?
Yeah. That's pretty
like
I don't know if that's cool or if it's creepy, but either way, I mean, like, that's, I don't necessarily, if it was somebody else and it wasn't my pebble, I would be freaking out. Mm-hmm. But anyway, it's like comforting. There's like every once in a while I'll smell old spots. Mm-hmm. And that was his signature scent. But literally, I'll be in my apartment, and he was never living. Like whenever I was living there, and I'll smell it in my house. Well, I kind of have that same situation here. We're like, so we're in the living room, and you go down the hallway, my mom's bedroom, our current bedroom, so the one that's directly at the end of the hallway. And there'll be times when I'm sitting on the couch, like where you're sitting, and we'll be watching TV or whatever, and I can hear my mom cough. And it was very, like a very distinctive, like old lady who's been smoking all of her life, like cough. And I hear it almost daily. Like it is insane how often I hear it. There's that, and also there's sometimes like we'll be laying in bed, and again bedroom. Our current bedroom is her old bedroom. So there'll be times when we're laying in bed, and I can hear her walk through the house. And she was short. We say that she was 5'10" or 5 foot even. She was really like 4'11", 4'10", like she was short. But it's okay. I can't do my but you know she's. She said that she was 5 foot, but she's 4'11". So her strides are very short. When she walked, and she was very heavy-footed. Like when I say very heavy-footed, like it was stomping pretty much. She said, "I want to make myself Exactly. So there'd be times I'm laying in bed, and I can hear her like thump through the house. And I don't know what it is, but I have the same exact. So the thing is, it's not creepy though. No. Like in a way, it's like little. But that's like it's just pebbles, you know. And I just like remembering people. Like I just love that. Well, and my nan, which is my dad's mom, is the first grandparent that I lost. She was big in the Cardinals. Like every time that she saw a Cardinal, she was like, "Oh, that's my mom coming to say hi." Yeah. And whenever she passed away, my aunt was telling me the story that whenever she passed away. So for like the week before, there was a Cardinal sitting on her windowsill, like in my nan's room, all that good stuff. Like she was on hospital bed. Right next to the hospital bed in her room was the window, and you could look out and see the house or see the road. They lived on the side of a mountain, so like literally on the side of the mountain. And my aunt said that for like a solid week straight, she kept seeing a cardinal there. Sitting on her windowsill. And then the day that she passed, I don't know what time, but whenever the sun started to finally shine through that window, there was two cardinals sitting on the windowsill. The day that she passed away. Really? And ever since I was like, okay, she's a cardinal. Like I know she's a cardinal. Yeah. But another coincidence thing that happened. Like this is why I agree with you. Like our grandparents or people that we love or we're close with when they pass, they come and visit us. Whether they come and say hi. Like I don't care. They have to. Because there was one day I was having a really hard day. I was missing my mom so much. Like she had just passed. And she's been gone for a year and a half now. And I was missing her so bad. I think it was right after she had passed away. I pulled into my driveway. And I was just sitting there. I was on the phone with my mom. And got off the phone. And I don't know. I'm sure you do. The male cardinals are the ones that are bright red. And then the females are the ones with the brown with the red chest. And at that point, I had lost two grandmothers and a grandfather. There was three cardinals in my carport, two females and a male. Oh my goodness. And I was like, okay, thank you, nice to see you. Like, holy cow, you know? Hello. So that's another thing. Like, I see cardinals constantly. And every time, like whenever grandparent is on my mom when I see them, I just say hey. And I think that's what God's way to tell me, like, that's my mom, or that's Papa's Trent, or whoever, you know?
Yeah.
And so I think it is really comforting.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Well, anyway, to move on from past on I thought maybe we could start going into the music segment of this. And what kind of songs have you been listening to? And I guess we could do two this week again, just for the fact that, you know, we missed last week. So if you wanted to do two, if you just have one.
Well,
honestly,
for me this week, it's just been Sabrina Carpenter on repeat. But for real, Busy Woman in 15 minutes.
So 15 minutes again?
Yes.
Dude, it is so good.
So
It
good.
is a really good song.
So good.
I love her.
But to not repeat, I guess. Another one this week is Fresh Out the Slammer by Taylor Swift, which is a repeat. Anyway.
I've never heard that one.
It is so good.
What's that from?
Tortured Poets.
Oh, okay.
But we all.
I don't know why, but it sounds like it'd be on Reputation.
Honestly,
It's the vibe.
Yeah. I feel that would honestly go. But those are the ones that I've been listening to on repeat. But here in the last couple of days, I've been listening to a book. And so that's what has been on repeat. So the Hawthorne, the Inheritance Game series, guys, it's real good. It is very young adult, but it is so good.
Like, what do you mean by that? It's a little graphic?
No, it's like Hunger Games-esque.
Okay.
Like that same kind of like reading level, I guess.
Gotcha.
But it is so good. I'm on the second book. But anyway, what about you?
My song, the songs that I've been listening to, mostly again, it's Bucko and Made in Japan. The reason I bring that up is because again we've been like getting more into records and stuff. You actually got me a Loretta one. I'll put a picture of you if you're watching. If you're not, it's Who Says God Is Dead. It's a gospel album. She said goodbye for
yeah, goodbye.
But anyway, so I've been listening to like older music. Like I haven't listened to anything newer than the 60s.
Oh really?
And last week, because that's just been the vibe. Obviously, and I've been listening to my record player while I'm getting ready or I'm cleaning the house. Actually, when I get home this evening, I'm going to be folding laundry to some records. But Lynn Anderson, Rose Garden, and then Bucko and both of those. Again, that Bucko and song is like my papa's favorite. And my sister actually is getting it on vinyl or record, whatever you say. But so she tried to buy it, and I kept telling her, do not buy it. It's not good. You won't like it. You know, because Dad told me not to tell her that he bought it for her. But she found out, so that's why I'm opening them around. I can't keep a surprise for her. I tell her like I got you something, and she'll FaceTime and like show it to me. No. I'm like, do you hate surprises? And she said, kinda. I'm like, oh, so you hate puppies.
Speaking of puppies, I have something to tell you.
Are you getting a puppy?
No, but it has to do with baby animals.
Oh my god.
So for our listeners, we had rats, a male and a female. I say had because we got rid of them. Well, whenever we were packing them up to give them to the person, we kind of noticed that our female rat was a little fat. We're just like maybe she's just hungry, whatever.
Maybe she's just hungry. I get it.
But she, like the male and the female, same size. So I figured, okay, maybe she's just growing into herself because she's, a rat.
Yeah.
Come to work Monday, or come to work Tuesday, and the lady because I gave them to a woman that I work with, come to work Tuesday, she's like, I want you to know, or I walk into her cell. She goes, how's it feel to be a grandparent? I was like, what? And she goes, your dang rat gave birth to babies. I was like, huh?
And she goes,
yeah, you're right, gave birth. And then the next day she had come into work and she goes, guess how many? I was like, 4.
She goes,
She goes, 9. She gave birth to 9 babies. And they're all alive and kicking.
Well, you know, some of them like ate them.
Well, that's what she was worried about, was that
she was gonna eat, because especially it's her first, like, I don't know what they're called. I don't know if it's called litters. I don't know.
Her first
pack of rats. I don't know. But she was worried that she was gonna eat one of the babies, because normally, you know, when it's their first litter, they don't want to be parents, because honestly, I get that. Valid. But she told me, she texted me yesterday saying, like, hey, just so you know, like, they're still alive, kicking, got 9 grandbabies. And I'm like, so I text Jonathan whenever my husband's another live audience member this week, but he's
not paying attention.
Yeah, and he's not paying attention. He's being content. He's being a good boy today.
Do you know how long it took me? I did forget to cut like the first little bit of it though.
Hey, it's okay.
But it was funny, so it's okay.
You know, if you'd left it in, y'all have got 1 million views.
I left in some stuff.
Would it all have been, you know, good publicity? No.
It would have got attention.
Yeah.
Definitely.
We got a grandparent tonight, babies now.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
It's definitely a whirlwind.
I'd say so.
But I was telling Jonathan, I was like, maybe it was a blessing, because we got rid of them last week, like the last Sunday.
Yeah.
And she gave birth on Monday. And I was like,
Where can I stay grateful?
I looked it up, 21 to 38 days. So the second my male dropped his balls, they got freaky with it, and she got pregnant. Like, I get, like, the second, because they are only 3 months old.
Oh my god.
Like,
And
That's insane.
yeah. So it's definitely glad it's not my problem.
That's hilarious. Oh my gosh, you just found out, like, crazy.
Well, and
What if you just woke up one day and there's like, and you still have, and then, like, there's just like 9 little babies running around?
Jonathan, got a problem. Anyway, for the Reddit stories this week, I figured we could go with, like, funny, like, because I need a good laugh. We're going with, like, no stupid questions. It's a Reddit thread on Reddit. And I saw some pretty good ones that are freaking hilarious, so are you cool if I start?
Yes.
Okay. So the first one, hang on. So the first one I saw, and I cackled whenever I read it. So it says, is water from a bidet clean? It says, in a hotel in Italy, and I accidentally brushed my teeth with water from the bidet as my sink was blocked, and thought bidet was an extra sink. The hotel is relatively clean, and the water did not touch the bowl. But should I be worried?
Oh. It's like, ain't it like low to the ground?
Yeah, a bidet is basically just a toilet that washes your butt after you poop.
That's what I was thinking.
Like,
But like,
honestly,
the concept of a bidet that's not the same as a toilet is kind of disgusting. Like, you have to get up from the toilet, flush, sit down on the bidet, and then it'll clean.
I thought it was like attached.
I mean, some can be. But the really, like, fancy ones that I've seen, like in fancy places,
Yeah.
the bidet and the toilet are 2 separate things.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm guessing that's why this person thought it was a secondary sink. You
Oh
know?
my gosh. But it's like clean though. It's like fresh water, I'm sure.
I'm sure.
Because you don't want dirty water going in your butt.
No. But it's also like the same concept of like dipping your like your toothbrush in the toilet bowl.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
But
like
like,
water, but
there's still like stuff in there.
there's poop particles in there.
Yeah. Did you know, like, if you smell poop, like, the particles are in your nose?
That's gross.
It's true.
That is gross.
I know it's gross, but it's true.
I also saw that if you don't flush your toilet with your lid closed, the particles will fly around and like.
Oh, I know. I heard that on Unfiltered. Matt King said that. Yeah, and like that, like him saying that is like stuck with me. And literally any time I'm flushing, I'm making sure it's down because I think about that all the time. So that's why I hate public restrooms that don't have a lid on the toilet. I hate it so bad. It makes me literally want to like cry blood. Like it's awful.
That's why I'm glad in my bathroom I've got that little partition between the toilet and the sink. It's great.
Beyonce.
Can I get a partition, please?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't know that's what that was called.
Yeah, a bidet. I would love to have a bidet just to have it. Feel
Like
fancy.
a partition.
Oh.
I just looked at you like, I know what a bidet is. Lord, ain't that one?
Oh my goodness. Guys, I need sleep. I'm tired.
Okay, so I'm gonna whack my microphone and then I'm gonna go on here and okay. Where's the one I was reading? Okay. So this one is, I once asked someone if their niece was a guy or a girl.
Oh.
In my defense, I thought it was like cousins where it was gender neutral. I was really
You know, when I was a kid too, I thought the same thing.
That's hilarious. I love that. Oh my gosh.
I remember also being a kid and asking my mom, like, what's a stepmom and a stepdad? Is it like just like the same thing as your parents, but they're shorter? And my mom's like, no, Kayla. I was like,
It's the funniest thing I've ever heard.
did you have to step up to, you know? I'm just a little bit of
Dude, we'd
a
be here all day if I told you the things I thought it
Me too.
I used to think, like, one time I asked my dad, and he still brings this up, and, like, he still thinks it's the funniest thing in the world. I do too, honestly. I thought that, like, I asked my dad, like, because when I was watching the History Channel, and everything was in black and white. And I think you know where I'm going with this, but basically, I said, when was color invented? But he thought I meant colored TV. So he told me, and I was like, man, so they didn't have no favorite colors or nothing. They didn't know what colors were. And he goes, oh, God, like, you know, I can't believe my kid. But at this point, it makes sense. I'm like, come on. But I will say, like, I did believe it. Because, like, anything my dad said, I was like, Bible. You know, what he says, Bible.
Yes.
Yeah, so.
I remember being a kid too and thinking that the Easter Bunny actually laid Easter eggs. Like, he was the one who laid eggs. And I remember asking my mom, Mom, how come the Easter Bunny lays eggs, but the regular bunnies don't? And she's like, Kayla, really? I was like,
Well, see, I never thought he laid no eggs or nothing, but, like, I always wondered how he got them.
yeah, is he a thief? Is he just like the Grinch? Or a leprechaun?
Have you
Just
guys
thieves?
seen Hop?
No.
I have you.
The CGI bunny? Then that explains it.
Is that like the origin story of the Easter Bunny?
No, it talks about some guy and an Easter bunny, like I think his kid or something. He's gonna inherit the Easter bunny empire, but then some like evil chicken dude that helps lay the eggs or something is gonna take over.
Man.
Well, he's a chick. He is, because they all look like chicks. None of them are full grown.
Well, and that's where the I want candy.
I thought that was like the other, like Aaron Carter.
I don't know.
Right?
Yeah, he did a cover of it. But he didn't make the original song, but he covered it. Except in his song, like in the original she's saying, I want candy, as in I want that, that sweet, sweet man bod. But for him, he's saying, I want candy, because he's talking about a girl named Candy.
Oh, so it's nothing is about like a Twizzler or something?
I'm not actually saying about like, I want candy, like, I want M&M's. It's not what they're saying.
Oh.
She's seen.
I was today years old.
She's seen that dude with his 6-pack and his super like well-oiled pecs, and is like, I want some man candy.
Oh.
Eye candy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
I just want some M&M's. That's all I'm here for.
You have M&M's.
I do. There is an Amish market, like
Amish market?
30 minutes away from where I live, and we went up to my sister's. My sister lives in Johnson City, and she goes to school
And she's
up
Amish.
there. No, my sister's not Amish. But she's a senior in college, and she had her senior day at college the other day. And so we stopped at this Amish market called Yoder's. And oh my gosh, I love it. This was my first time ever going.
Really?
It was delicious.
I've been going my whole life.
Dude. Well, you're closer than I
You're
am.
Amish, right?
No, I ain't Amish, I just love it.
I hate Amish people.
I don't.
No.
I'd never be one of those people.
Have you saw the little girl on TikTok that her family got her a little Amish dress?
Yes.
And she's like, we have to turn the lights off because they didn't have electricity. I love her. She's precious.
Yes. So my next one is kind of funny.
Kind of funny.
Kind of funny. But it's also like, it hits hard, you know? It says, is life really crappy currently because we're old, or because it's actually really crappy? Of course, life has always had its up and downs, and I'm not old enough to say it was better before, but I feel like it was, not because of my childhood or whatever, but like the world itself is a better place, I think. I don't know.
This is gonna make me spiral.
Yeah, me too.
I just don't think I can think about this right now.
But it's like,
I didn't take enough so long.
oh my goodness.
I'm just being honest.
No, it was just like crazy. It was like, is it because of
That's
this?
not a stupid question. It's like one of those questions that you're like,
Wait, what? Hold
question
on.
like everything.
Yeah. Listen, I'd spiral a lot.
Yeah, I do too. That's why I want to end up in prison.
I need to be on
The dark side.
Come to the dark side. I am the dark side, okay?
You're not black.
Jonathan, we're not going down this road again.
We're not doing it again, man. Please.
But then I have another one, which is kind of like, I don't know, it does make you think, but not in the I'm gonna spiral kind of way.
Yeah.
It says if somebody gets their period in space, does it just stay up there and float around until they come back down? And then it all or does it all come out at once? And then it says, I'm actually serious, LMAO. Please answer, I'm so curious. I have a vagina, and I just don't know how it works in space. I've never been there.
I mean, either so I can't answer your question, baby. I can't. I'm sorry.
One of the comments said, "Oh, like a squid in space." That's actually wholesome.
Is it?
Is it really though?
Oh, ew, I don't know. Does it even come out though?
Yeah, it says it says the body pushes it out. You know how people get period cramps? The cramp are the uterus muscles contracting and pushing out the blood in the uterine lining. So it still pushes it out. But like, I don't know.
Okay.
Underneath it, it says, however release someone else's comment. You can't. Space squids are coming for you. Space squid. I'm a space squid. Speaking of space, did you see Katy Perry's going to space?
Is that real or like, I thought that was like fake. Is she really going to space?
I don't know. There's like her and 7 other women are going to space apparently.
Wasn't like one of them like crying about it? She was like scared.
Oh, I don't know.
Like, girl, if you're like that scared, don't go.
I hope they never come back. This world is better off without Katy Perry.
Katy Perry. I love Katy Perry.
There was a
What
point
you
in
can do
time.
without Katy Perry.
No.
I really do.
I think I would be.
Okay. How many days in your life go by without where you don't think about Dolly Parton?
Trick question.
Trick question.
How many days go by in your life where you don't think about Katy Perry?
That I don't think about Katy Perry?
Almost all of them, I can guarantee it.
No.
So get her out of here!
Okay.
She and California Girls. That song was Pooh.
Excuse me.
It's
I
Pooh.
listen to a Katy Perry song at least once a day.
Yeah.
She says their skin is so hot that it'll melt your popsicle. Those are the
I
kind of
wanna
lyrics,
see your peacock, cock,
those are
cock.
the kind of lyrics we're getting. We went from Dolly Parton to that. You think that's an improvement?
And she's at her.
I think-
Dolly still makes music.
Huh?
Dolly still makes music, so I'm content.
I'm talking about her prime music. Prime.
Dolly Parton?
Her in her prime.
Here you come again.
She's still in her prom.
Mm.
Dolly Parton came out on her online. Did you see that?
Yeah, they're Jolene's.
Yes, they look so good.
I cannot afford them. They're like $590.
Yeah, because they're good Americans, so it's Kylie Jenner and whatever.
That's Courtney.
Courtney. Well, still. Jonathan. Guys, I have a psychotic husband. Just kidding. He's probably not psychotic, but I don't know. He drank 10-day expired milk confidently. And Googled it to make sure it was safe.
After already drinking.
After already drinking it.
It's okay. It's fine.
And the internet said I was okay.
Then there you go. You're fine.
And the internet knows more than Kayla does.
Yeah.
You're right.
What's your next one?
This one says high school history class in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
The teacher shows a picture of Columbus's 3 ships. A 15-year-old girl asks, "What are those white things on top of the ship?" The teacher explains that they are sails used to catch the wind and move the ships. Girl replies, "That's stupid. Why didn't they just use motors?" Valid.
They kind of did. They had people for motors. 'Cause some of them had sails and some of them had like 20 slaves on the lower deck with oars coming out of the side so that they could go double speed. But also, you got.
We need to get you a mic.
If you think about it, it's interesting for like 90s history classes because they never had to learn about 9/11. Actually, you can.
I can't. No, dude. Don't get me.
Who will get you? You talked about 9/11. It's a part of our history.
Mr. YouTube.
Yeah, Mr. YouTube is real strict.
They will not get on to you for me saying that 90s kids never learned about 9/11 in class. That's nothing risque. That's just the truth. It is. Let's face it. It's like saying kids like in like the 20s and 30s never had to learn about World War I and World War II. It's because they didn't.
It didn't exist.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying about 9/11.
Okay.
So you gotta think that changed. Like their history classes were completely different from ours
Yeah.
in terms of what they had to learn about their own history.
It was a lot easier.
Yeah.
A lot less interesting.
I'd say because they didn't have a lot. I mean, you think of like the early history classes. They didn't have really much to learn, you know?
They had to learn. All they had was up to the Civil War.
Yeah. That's actually I've never actually like thought of that. Interesting.
History happens every day.
Yeah, it does. History made every day. That sounded like Lady Kayla.
Mm-hmm. I've got another one, and this is my last one, but it's pretty freaking funny.
Language.
It says, I accidentally swallowed a live German cockroach in my last drink from a can of alcoholic beverage. I can't stop imagining it trying to crawl back out of my throat. Approximately how long does it live inside of me? I've been drinking many fluids since, but I feel like maybe it's gripping on the right lower end of my esophagus and crawling back up between my downpours. Is this plausible? Update.
German cockroach?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, if you don't want to worry about it killing you, just put a few Jewish cockroaches.
Shut up! Update. I
Your
think it's
attention will be focused on them.
Update. I think it's dead now. The wrinkling lump in my throat was probably psychosomatic, and your reassurance killed it. Thank you. I wasn't sure how long I'd be able to live with that feeling before performing a esophagectomy, where they take out your esophagus. And then it says update 2. No, I still feel like there's a live roach determined to crawl back out of my mouth. Really awful. I'm Roach Man now.
I'm Roach Man now.
I'm pretty sure the cockroach probably died within like 10 minutes of having to drink it.
Yeah, because there's no way it could, you know.
They can survive a lot, but it's stomach acid.
Yeah.
It's in their esophagus though. It's not even in their stomach anymore. It's not in their stomach yet.
How could it not? How is it stuck in their esophagus?
That's what they're saying. They said it feels like it's stuck in their esophagus.
I don't think that's true. Because if that was true, then it probably would have crawled back up, and then it would have either crawled back up by now, or it would have been dissolved by the acid, or it would have crawled into their lung hole and then killed them that way. So, either way, either it's dead or they're dead. And they're not dead, so it must be dead.
That's one of my biggest fears though, is like eating a bug, or like by accident eating a bug, or swallowing a bug.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I drank a bee one time.
drunk a bee.
Yeah. Like it was like in like one of my drinks.
Mm-hmm.
And it, you know, just open like, I think it was a can of Mountain Dew.
Mm-hmm.
And I was sitting on the front porch with my mom. We were just sitting there in a nice little summer day.
Mm-hmm.
And I drank a bee.
Like a boar bee, or like a little sweat bee?
I don't know. I knew it was a bee.
What kind of bee?
A bee.
That's what I just asked her.
Like a yellow bee. Like the classic bee.
A bumblebee?
Yeah,
a honeybee.
Yeah, a honeybee.
Yeah. It
There's
is a bee.
different kinds, and there's very different shapes.
Well, I don't
It was a bee for
know. It
sure.
is a bee.
Well, if it's the light yellow kind, was it mostly yellow?
I don't know. I swallowed it.
But you're here to tell the
Then
story.
how do you even know it was a honeybee? How do you know it was even a bee?
Because like it was thick. Like it was like it went down like you know.
Like, that probably
like
How do you know it was
I
mostly yellow?
don't.
I
It
think
tasted like yellow.
I think you're making the entire thing up. I think you just swallowed something thick
I swallowed
by
a bee.
accident. How would you not know what kind it is if
I
you
swallowed.
looked at it? Surely, if you knew it was a bee, you had to have looked at it.
I swallowed a bug.
I will go as far as accepting that you swallowed something other than drink.
Yes. Okay, I'll say
I will
that.
give you
I
that.
swallowed something other than drink. Put it on the record.
But I'm not just going to swallow something thick and then be like, I think I just swallowed a bee.
I was like a kid.
And I'd be like, maybe it was just like a gummy. You ever think about that?
You know, when I was
A gummy.
to change the topic, the reason why I'm so scared of butterflies is, or used to be scared, I think I still am scared of butterflies, was because there was a black and yellow one that landed on me and I thought it was a bee.
Oh.
And I was freaking out. I remember being on the porch, or on the swing set as a kid, and it landing on me, and I'm screaming, running around, there's a bee on me! Like, screaming.
Yeah.
And then my mom's coming home, was like, or come outside, and she goes, girl, that's a butterfly. And I'm like, what?
Girl, it's a butterfly.
That's funny because you always told me that it was because of that one SpongeBob episode.
No,
That is like scary though. I love butterflies.
my fear of butterflies was started because of that, but then it was solidified with the SpongeBob episode of how terrifying it was.
You retroactively change your lore a lot.
No, I've always said that.
You just pick and choose, don't you?
Anyway, do you have any more?
This is my backstory today.
I do. It says, in a class in the second year of law school, we were debating a court decision, and a girl in the class apparently didn't agree with it and asked the judge who wrote it. Well, who is he to judge? Literally the judge.
Oh my goodness. Like, who's gonna say that? literally mean.
That's like what you say after you can't find anything else to say. Like you say, "What? Well, who are you to judge?" You know, or something like that. Or, oh my gosh, my favorite one. Sorry, Michaela. Whenever Michaela didn't know what else to say, like her comeback was, "Shut up," or "You're stupid," or something like that. And I'm like,
Yeah.
like,
I'm right, and you know I'm right.
But I mean, I don't know. That was just one of the things I'm like, girl.
You know, one of the things my brother does that drives me crazy is I'll be talking about something, and he'll go, "Who cares?" And I'm like I'll be in the middle of telling something, and he'll just be like, "Who cares?" And I'm like,
So like it sounds like he's like, who are you talking about?
yeah, and he'll be like, "Shut up." And I'm like, "What? Who cares?"
Is he an owl?
Yes, hard owl. I mean, you've seen him. You've seen him. He looks like a bird man. I'm just kidding. Braden, love you.
He looks like a bird, man.
Why'd you blow a kiss at him? That's straight 1996. They gotta be
You were
like
born in
96.
1996.
No, Jack and Jack were born in 1996. And I think it's cool because my first, like, you know, my Mustang, my red Mustang, it was a 96. And I thought it was so cool. I was like, my first same age is Jack and Jack.
This must have been their Mustang.
What's it?
Yeah, she thinks everything from 1996 revolves around Jack and Jack. Wow, this old TV remote says it was made in 1996. They must have held this TV remote.
I'm
Oh!
not that delusional. I'm pretty delusional, but I ain't that delusional.
You're the only one here whose head is sparkling.
Because I'm fabulous.
Yours is sparkling.
Fabulous is a simple request. Often fabulous, bigger than gold.
Thank you for the.
Okay.
I needed that.
Fabulous is that so
You might want to call that out. 'Cause
You think?
I was going to insult you, but then she interrupted me by song.
Yeah, you've been.
What did I say?
So I had something exciting happen this week to me, and I might share it. Which, okay, little backstory. No, not words. So my mom texted me the other day, and she was like, "Kayla, I want to go to a Jonas Brothers concert." And I was like, "Okay." And she goes, "They're coming to Knoxville." And I'm like, "Okay." And she was like, sign up for the free, or I'm gonna see if we can't get the pre-sale. So she forgot, because you know her brain doesn't work sometimes. Just kidding, my mom is smart, but she forgets things a lot. So I literally woke up. Pre-sale started at 10 a.m. I woke up and made sure that I was up and awake, like awake enough to purchase tickets, and I got us 2 tickets to go see Jonas Brothers.
Awesome.
But the sad thing is it's the same day of the Sabrina Carpenter concert, so I can't go to Sabrina Carpenter.
Oh no.
So you want to sell that ticket?
Well, I mean, I can ask her if you're like,
I will buy it.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell her.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, it's literally, like, the ticket for Sabrina Carpenter is literally only $300. And it's in the 200s.
Literally only
Yes.
Literally.
$300?
Jonathan, I was going to try to buy tickets for the second night, for night 2, of Sabrina Carpenter, and they're like $900 a piece.
What does she need $300 a ticket for?
Because that's how much she bought for it.
Do you think
Sabrina Carpenter?
She's, you know how much money you've already put in her pocket just by listening to her songs anyway? You don't need to give her no more. You know, back in the 90s, there is this clip of Kurt Cobain, and it's an interview, and this dude's talking to him, and he's like, yeah, Madonna such and such is like charging $100 for a ticket. And he was like, $100? This is Kurt Cobain, Nirvana. You know how much they were charging? They were charging like $25-$30 in the 90s for tickets.
Jonathan, that's because it's the 90s. It is now 2025.
I know.
Yeah.
But
My
that's
dad
Nirvana.
said he went and saw George Jones for $10.
Mm-hmm.
And like he would go like every other night and go see, like, he saw Conway Twitty and like all these like people that I was like, what? Because like I didn't realize
Yeah,
he'd
but those were people with actual talent, though.
Well, and the cheapest I've ever paid for concert tickets. The cheapest I've ever paid for concert tickets is the $50 I spent on Sugarland last year.
Yeah, that was a. Let's see, I don't think I even paid for those tickets. I think Kayla bought them and I never paid her back. So I can pay you back if you want.
Yeah.
$50 is the most you should have to go.
But for Coldplay, so we go see the Fray
Mm.
in 2 weekends on the 19th at the casino.
Yeah.
And those tickets, like front row pretty much, was like $75 a piece.
Oh my god.
And I'm super excited about that.
Yeah.
But the concert I'm going to see Coldplay in July.
Mm.
Those 2 tickets, which I haven't told you this, 2 tickets to go see Coldplay in Nashville is $1,000.
Oh.
For Coldplay.
For Coldplay.
They're not even that big anymore.
It's my bucket list. Like, dream. I mean, of course, mine is Taylor Swift. But it was on my bucket list.
That's awesome.
It's going to be a mid-year for you.
And
Mid.
I wish I could be sponsored by Affirm, Klarna, Afterpay, all of them, because this is what is. Yes.
Yeah.
But
Business email below.
yes, but also like that's what's saving me right now is Afterpay and Klarna and all of them.
There you go.
I love them. But I told myself like Coldplay is the expensive I will ever spend on a ticket unless I can get Taylor Swift tickets for the same price or lower.
Yeah. The only like if it was that much, it would have to be literally Dolly Parton. Like I would not spend that on anybody else. Like that's insane, actually.
It is insane.
But like if it's like a bucket list artist,
well, and
swipe,
yes, absolutely.
or I guess like it's phone, so like
it's a swipe, yeah. But still, like they were absolute bucket lists, and I don't know why I want to see Coldplay so bad, but I am so excited, like genuinely so excited.
Be good, like live your life, girl.
Also, the main reason why I want to see Coldplay so bad is because they had a residency at the Sphere in Las Vegas.
Uh-huh.
You know who also is going to get a residency at the Sphere in Las Vegas soon?
Who?
Harry Styles.
Oh, okay.
Who's that?
I'm not a big like Harry person.
Harry who?
I'm excited.
That's awesome though. His visuals, I'm sure, are gonna be awesome. The Sphere
yeah.
is just cool in itself.
Yes, I would love to see anything in the Sphere.
Yeah, I had some of my coworkers. They just got back from Vegas and they went and saw. I think it was like John Mayer and the whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, because he has a residency at the Sphere.
Yeah, they went and saw him. And he said I only knew like 5 songs, but it was still like just the experience alone. And he showed me some pictures. They like. It's crazy, like what they do, because mostly the show is like what you're seeing through there, and there's not a bad seat in that place.
No.
I mean, it's just cool.
I mean, the artists are like at the very, very bottom in the front, but like, yeah, you're there to listen to their music, but also it's literally everything else that is awesome.
But you could get the nosebleeds and still have a good time.
Yes, absolutely.
Because I mean, it's just the whole thing, and there was one like image of it. Like that was going on, and it looked like they were outside. And he said, "We're inside," and I was like, "That's crazy." It, like you just see a blue sky and like trees and stuff, and it looks like they're out, like sitting outside at the venue, but it's in this big sphere, you know. Like that is just crazy.
Why don't you just have it outside?
Because it's the sphere.
Yeah, but
And it like turned into other things.
why would I want to go inside just to pretend that I'm outside?
It was just for a moment in time.
Yeah, it was just like
just
one of the visuals, and then it kept going through other
Speaking
things.
of visuals, I would love to go to a rave just to experience the visuals. Because have you seen the Shrek rave visuals?
The Shrek rave?
Yes. Like, it's not a Shrek rave, but like, there's one
Like you
artist.
dress up in green?
No. One of the artists does, like, one of their visuals. Have you seen rave visuals?
No.
Like, they're super freaking cool. Like, it looks 3D or whatever.
Okay.
But one of them is Shrek, and it's him, like, frolicking through his swamp, and then, like, it's really cool. You'll have to look it up. Frolicking, that's what I said. But
That's everything.
I don't know. I would literally love to just.
I'd rather just watch the movie.
I also would just love to just go to a concert or a festival in general. Like,
Yeah.
You
I know
have
that Olivia Rodrigo is currently at Lollapalooza and like traveling with them.
Yeah.
So is Sabrina Carpenter. Fun fact. I think it's kind of funny and ironic that
There's
they're both.
one that's in Franklin, Tennessee, ain't there?
Yeah, I think that's all.
Is that Lollapalooza?
Or no, that probably might be Bonnaroo.
Yes. I think it's that one.
I would like to go to Bonnaroo, Lollapalooza, whatever. It'd be so much fun.
Because I've never been to nothing like that. But the thing is, here is an unpopular opinion. I don't think I want to go to Coachella though.
No, never.
It makes me feel stressed.
Yes.
And like I feel like I'd be overstimulated. And by the time you get to places, I've heard so many people say like unless you're like, you know, like a famous person, you get an artist pass. Like you really don't get to like go through and actually do stuff.
Isn't there like a dress code for stuff like that too?
Yeah.
Well,
That's stupid too.
I don't know if it's necessarily like a dress code.
Well, you have to like.
You have
to look glamorous, which is a bunch of BS. You have to pay to get in.
Oh yeah, it's like so expensive.
Well,
like it's
that's all you should have to do.
Thousands of dollars.
Yeah, it's like thousands of dollars, and then you have to spend like all this money to like.
You have to travel. You have to get a hotel.
Yeah. So like I would never. I would go to Playlist Live.
You know,
before I would do.
Could you imagine? You know, all this stuff. You have to pay thousands upon thousands of dollars just to be in the same. I don't know. Couple of yards from a famous person.
Yeah.
And you know, back then you had people like, you know, Alexander the Great or Shakespeare, and you could just pass them by on the street.
Yeah, it's actually crazy.
But now I'm not paying money to see Taylor Swift. Screw her. She's gonna die. She's gonna die the same way I am. I don't care. Either way, we're both going in the dirt. But you know what? Hopefully she gets there a lot quicker than I will.
Jonathan.
She will. She's older than me.
That don't necessarily mean.
I know. I'm saying hopefully she does.
But anyway, cut.
I'm just saying it's all a waste of money because they're just people. I don't care how good they are. I got people I like, but I'm not paying thousands of dollars because me listening to you is already paying for your entire life.
But like,
so I
have you been to a concert though?
No.
No, but I'm saying is that if I did want to go to a concert, I shouldn't have to pay an arm and a leg to get it because it's already because of people like me that you get to have the life that you have. Even though, and a lot of these people, a lot of their songs is complaining about them. About how nobody understands my life. My life is so stressful. Well, give it up.
I'm poor.
Give it up. I'm not saying there's not a lot of stress to it, but if it's that bad, then give it up.
Yeah.
Why don't you come down to the slums and work with us? Or you could just retire and live happily on the money you have already. I just get tired of hearing people complain and then ask for more.
Yeah.
And it's like, we have already given you everything. We don't need to give you any more. How about you give us something?
Didn't Michaela, whatever, like the makeup artist, get canceled for that not too long ago? Or maybe it was like a year ago.
For really.
You know, I've told my dad this once. I said, you know, if I just had $1 million, and you know, $1 million is a lot.
Yeah.
You got to think like the difference there is between $1 million and $1 billion is bigger than the difference between $1 and $1 million.
Yeah.
It's like, what is it? Like 1 million seconds is like I don't even know if it's even a year. I don't know. But like 1 billion seconds is like multiple years. I think it's a difference on that level.
Yeah.
If I told Dad, I'm like, if I just had $1 million, I'd coast. That's all I would need to live my life. And I told him, I'm like, I'd probably still work, but I would just work part-time.
Yeah.
That way, you know, I'd have the money for the big stuff, like, you know, house payments and stuff like that. But then for the small stuff, that's what I would work for. But, you know, you got people with millions upon millions of dollars, and then they act like they don't have anything.
Yeah.
It's like, well, give it up.
Give it up. Give it a rest.
It's those people where it's just never enough. Never enough.
And you know, that is kind of like, they do say that money is the root of all evil,
though. Because the more you have, the more you want.
Yeah, more money, more problems.
More money, more problems.
I just want money to live
comfortably.
It's like there's plenty of things I want, but you know, it's like, I'm not going to even get into it. I'm just going to start talking about cheap people. I hate cheap people.
We got into this rant yesterday.
I hate cheap people.
Rant about cheap people?
Jeep, like the car brand.
Oh, I was like, cheap people? You're looking at one. I'm poor. I
happens. Listen, one of the girls at work, like his boss at work, tells me all the time, you need to get into couponing, girl. You need to get into it. I don't know what kind of accent
I don't like crazy coupon or nothing like that, like where they're like crying because they still had to pay 75 cents. But like, I like putting in a promo code. Like last night, I got Papa John's for dinner, and I got a 25% off promo code. So my chicken wings, technically, girl math, they were free.
They're free, yeah.
And I just paid for the pizza.
Well, girl math, they try to disprove girl math all the time, but it is legit.
Yeah.
Like, it's legit math. Like,
It's
sorry.
for real. A lot of the times the math ain't mathing, but it
You're
ain't
a
wrong.
woman though.
But
So
they
of
love
course
it.
girl math would
Yeah,
be legit to you.
Does that make sense? Like I used that coupon and it basically made
I'm not against saving money, but I mean, it's like even if you go to like those extreme couponer like shows, and just to say like the way that they live life is like they will have like a whole room full of stuff.
Stockpile.
Yeah.
But do they have anything like super fancy in their house?
No.
So where does that extra money go to?
It goes to not having to buy groceries all the time.
I know, but
That's such a good observation.
But what does the money they save go to like? I would just like
Maybe they
if I
just struggle to make ends meet normally, so they have to extreme coupons so they don't have to constantly buy.
Well, if they end up on that
then
TV show, then they're not struggling because they're getting paid.
Maybe they
Just
just need
they
to.
give them a check to be on there?
Well, yeah,
They
if
have
you get
to.
filmed, you get paid for it.
Oh.
If that's the case, when I was 12 and I was on the news, I need my check, please.
Yes, sir. I was on
All the people on
and
those
I've
shows.
been on I've been on NASCAR. I answered a question. Yeah. I don't know if it like premiered, but like I know that they asked me what the flags meant, and I was nervous, so I said I don't know. And then he goes, "What does a checker flag mean?" I said, "Go, winner," or something like that. I haven't been able to find it, but I was like 9, and Dad said I was so nervous that I just said, I don't know.
I remember there's a video somewhere of like my dad was in the military, or I think he was in the National Guard. Anyway, he went to training and they had filmed it, and there was a video of him going into like the tear gas chamber or whatever.
Oh my god.
And like running out and throwing up and all that stuff, and it's a video of him, and it's on YouTube somewhere. I don't know what it is, but I remember that being like one of my
Just
core
go
memories.
on if you're curious in the audience. Just go on YouTube and look up gas chamber reactions.
Link below. I'm just
No,
kidding.
You may not like what you.
no, we're not.
You may not like what you see, but yeah. But you know the people in the 20s didn't know about that yet.
Jonathan. Okay, full circle moment. I think that's it for the episode.
I think it is. I think we made it.
Barely.
The message of the video is that if you're
We all have a good time.
If you're a millionaire, just quit complaining about your life. Nobody cares. No, I literally don't give a single crap. I would kill to be where you're at because I would just make one big song, get all the money from it, and I would go away.
And you asked me the other day if I wanted to be Vanilla Ice.
Yes.
And I said yes.
And I said yes.
You know, the main message is quit complaining to people who allow you to do what you want to do.
Yeah.
It's bull crap. It's bull crap. Get it out of here. Nobody wants to hear it.
Anyway, that's episode 12 in the books.
If your life's that bad, just kill yourself.
No! Anyway, that's episode 12.
Thank you guys
Thank you
so much for
watching.
listening and tuning in. We will
A
see
huge
you.
thank you to our sponsor, HelloFresh.
Better help.
Link in the bio, guys. Hit the link. Scan the QR code. Get 50% off your first.
We're not
We're not
sponsored yet.
sponsored yet. Hopefully soon.
We are not sponsored, but
Okay.
definitely recommend HelloFresh. I've never had it, but I've seen a lot of people enjoy
Yes, you
it.
have had it.
I don't think I ate one.
Yes, you have.
No.
She's like, I fixed it for you.
Well, I may not remember it, but you'll never forget. I'm sure.
Anyway.
I'm sure it was fine, and you'll probably think it was fine too.
Anyway, check out our personal pages. All of our stuff will be linked below. Also, audio listeners, check us out every Monday, and video listeners, check us out every Tuesday.
And if you want to find me, if I'm not at work, I'm in my house.
On the recliner where he's currently at.
Watching Scooby-Doo.
Anyway,
We'll see you guys
next week. Bye, guys!
Bye.